I was working on modifications to my cactus house so that they can get some more sunlight, and I had my Conophytums and Lithops plants out getting some extra sun, sitting on a large block of wood, and I heard a crunch and I turned round and I saw that the plants had been blown off the log and they were sitting on the ground. And look at the poor plants down there. So what I've got to do now, I've recognised probably 4 or 5 of them. I now don't know what the names are, but I'm going to repot them now, make up some more potting mix, and I'm going to repot them and see if I can save something of this disaster. This is a potting mix I'll be using to repot the plants. It's about 85 to 90% pumice and 10% organic matter. Alright, we'll start doing some repotting now. I'll sort out some of the plants that I know the name of, and we'll start off with them first. This is the first one that we'll start off with, Conophytum globosum truncata. I know that name is correct. While we're here, I'll take a little bit of the dried outer skin off the back of it, and we'll pot up some mix for it. And I'll make a hole in the middle that I can put the roots in. I'll take a little bit out of that. Needs to come up a tiny little bit. Hope the shock didn't do it too much damage of being thrown off the large block of wood, the stump they're on. Right, at least that one is one of the few that I know the name of that is correct. Alright, that's the first one. Now the next one, Lithopsd July. There's the label, Lithopsd July. You can see it's coming along relatively well. That's the old plant that the new plant is growing out from, and it's got long roots in it, so I'll tip a bit of that out. It needs to be about that height so that it can have light and air moving around it. Doesn't want to be buried too deep. So I'll just press that down and put the tag in it. Right, so that's the second one. What I'm going to do now, well, there's one more large one I'll do first. Conophytum balabum, that one there. It's been shaken up and it's had a slash taken out of it over there. That looks like it's pretty much in organic matter, actually. I'll take that out. Yeah, that's had a bit of damage to its roots, as you can see. I'll clean that up a bit. How's that for a chunk of wood in it? Alright, I'll put some media in that. We need to see how deep it's going to sit, which is about there. Alright. Fill some mix in around the base. Then we can start to tamp it down after that, but we've got to get sufficient in first to be able to do that. Down there, a little bit more, spin it round. That one was an easy one. No, that's split in half too. I'll have to put some cinnamon powder on those splits on there to keep fungus and stuff out. But that is a serious split. I'll fill that up with cinnamon. I prefer not to cut that piece off initially. I'll just let that rest and see what happens. There's a little bit of a tear on the top of that. Alright, well, we'll have to wait and see what that story is. Now we'll get some of the ones that I don't know exactly what they are, and we'll pot them up without putting any labels into them. I'll just keep the labels together one side so that once they flower I can have a look at the decoration on the plant and the colour of the flower, and I should be able to track them back and see what their correct name is. Mixing up a little bit more media. We've got a few of these plants to put back in. Now let's get some of these plants. We don't know what they are, or I don't know what they are. Well, there's 8 of them here that I don't know what their exact names are, but we'll get them potted up and get them back into some more sunlight. Hopefully that'll help them along. And I won't put any labels into these, because if you don't know what the exact cross is, you don't pretend to think you do and just stick a label in and hope it's right. This guy here has got a huge number of roots and stuff on him. Still sitting there, inactive, not doing anything, but that's about the depth it has to be, about there, so it gets light and air movement around it. I'll pat that down. Alright, and another one. Yeah, no damage on that one. Alright, we'll pot him up next. Bit of mix in. Got a deep root system, so a little bit less. That's the depth he'll need to be, so taking a little scoop, fill him up all the way around. A little bit more. So we're just going to have to wait and see how these things pull through. Put them up in the tray again. Alright, next one, what have we got? This little guy here is well and truly on the way, he's splitting. So it's a damn shame that he got thrown out onto his back. Came out of his pot. I'll use a slightly smaller pot for that one. Take some of that dirt off the base and he can sit just there. Put some mix around him, pat him down. This one was active. I'm hoping it doesn't stress it too much, because you can see it's split. Alright, more pots in a minute. What have we got here? It's on the verge of opening, but not quite. So I'll put that at about that depth. Much easier using this new small scoop I've got than the larger one I used to use. It's a bit more accurate with putting the potting mix where you want it to go. Alright, 3 to go. I'll get some more pots. This little guy here is also opening up. It's opened up significantly from about 2 to 3 weeks ago. So just what you don't want is to bounce them all on their head once they're starting their growing stage. That is not what you want. However, it's what we got, so I'm going to have to clean the mess up. And it happened a day before I'm ready to move the cactus into this new area that I'm building. I'm building three large shelves. They're about 6 foot long and a foot wide, and I've installed the first one. It looks pretty good, and I've got 2 to go, and I was working on the second one when I heard a bit of a crash. There was a tiny little bit of wind, blew the plants off the stump. And what have we got here? Still dormant, no sign of activity there. So hopefully that'll be all right. All right. See what we need in the way of depth. Yep, I think so. Hold those 2 together. They're 2 separate plants, but I'm not going to separate them. I'll leave them together. They've had enough shot for today, I think. So I'll get them set down into here. No name tag on them again, because I don't know exactly what they are. Obviously a Lithops, but I don't know what their botanical name is. So here we have the plants after that disaster. 3 that are named and the other 8 that I've repotted without tags on them. Well, that's an exciting afternoon. I'll go back and finish the second bench top, then I can move all the cactus and succulents into the new area that's going to have a lot more sun than they're getting at the moment. And I'm preparing that for summer. They don't need much now because most of them are dormant, but when summer comes, they're going to need more sun than they're getting in here. We'll take this good looking guy up here next. Just snap him off. Comes off quite easily. Put it down there. There's another new pup starting there. Now, a couple down here. This guy here that's got roots on it already.